Hey guys, Dan here today with a first look at the brand new game pack for The Sims 4 called Parenthood. So this was announced the other week now and is releasing tomorrow as of recording this on May 30th, 2017. So far with The Sims 4 there's been a lot of content, but mainly focusing more around activities and partying a lot of the time for older Sims, whereas not much attention has been given to younger ages in the game. Whereas the Sims 4 game pack comes in to address that by releasing content specifically for toddlers, children and teens, and also parents as well. So it kind of addresses something for every single age group, and then also basically gives you a whole new dimension to generational gameplay. So there's lots and lots of new things in this pack, which I think a lot of you are going to like. I have written my full review, which is available with lots of images, lots and lots of detail in there, and a final score over at BeyondSims.com. You can find the link down in the description, so feel free to go over and check that out after you've watched this. But the point of this video is I just wanted to show you some of the cool new things that come in this pack and give you just a bit of that first look, I guess, as it doesn't come out until tomorrow. So it lets you just kind of, like I said, see what's coming and whether whether you think it's going to be worth your money. So in The Sims 4 Parenthood, there is a variety of new items for children and for adults, and also there's a few bits as well for toddlers in terms of Create a Sim. So in the masculine category there's one new hairstyle. I don't believe there's things like any new hats or anything like that. I'm just going to organise them here so that we don't have to constantly go through it all again and again and again. Let's have a quick peek. No. So you can see the only new thing is this new hairstyle, which is pretty awesome. And then when we go over to the clothing itself, there is a variety of new items. So you can see we've now got 3 new tops as well. My favourite one I think is this one here. This one's also quite cool, and they come in a variety of different colours, and as well there's a new pair of trousers as well for your Sims and a pair of shorts. So you can see they've kind of gone down this like modern look here. You can see it's all patchy. And then you've got this one as well, which it's like they've tied a jumper around their waist, which is pretty cool. I really like that. So I think that'll be quite a nice addition for everyone. And as well, if you are a fan of things like pajama-y sort of looking things, you're covered for that. But also there is a new bear costume as well for everyone, and they're different colours. So you've got strawberry, I guess that's like a pineapple or mango sort of thing, blueberry and orange. They are quite cool, but not really what I want my Sim to be wearing out and about, but it is quite a cool new addition, because I know there's a lot of bear fans out there. And there is no new shoes or anything in the masculine category either, but there is in the feminine category. Let me just show you a moment to check I've got the right one. So if I quickly go into clothing here, you can see we've got some of the same items here. There's also some different ones as well. So you've got this nice hoodie, you've got this top, and this one here as well. And as well, you can see we've got these shorts with the shirt tied round again, but as well another pair of shorts and also a skirt as well. So it's quite cool, these new items. And there's also more outfits as well in the feminine category. So you've got this like denim dungaree thing, which is kind of got that 90s vibe to it, as well as of course the pajamas and the bear costume, and then as well this dress as well, which I really like for kids in this game. I really like it, and it's a really nice addition. I think I'm going to be using this one and that one quite a lot with my Sims, I think, so I'm looking forward to that. And as well, there's also 2 new hairstyles as well. So we've got a similar one to before, with some flowers in it, which I think, no, they don't change. And then as well, this same one too. So there are some nice new things. And as well, kids in the feminine category, there's also an new pair of shoes, so you can see them down there. So it's just really nice things basically. I really like it. But let's have a quick look in the toddler category. And how adorable are they? They're literally the cutest things in this game. Disappointingly, there's not many items for toddlers. No new hair, no new hats, no new accessories, no new tops, no new bottoms, no accessories, no shoes. But there are 2 new full body outfits. So you've got this one here, which kind of reminds me of how they looked in the Sims 2. And also this little cute little hoodie as well, which is adorable. Absolutely love it. And I don't believe there's anything different when it comes to looking in the feminine category as well for toddlers, apart from one accessory, which is this one here, which I don't quite understand why that's there, but you can see there it's like these colourful like leggings sort of things. When it comes to teens and when it comes to adults and elders, obviously they all share the same hairstyles, they all share the same clothing as well, so you can share this between all of them. So you can see here there's a new hairstyle. I really like this one. I say it's kind of similar to the one that I've got in real life when I managed to do it properly, because my hair goes all over the place. And there's also some new facial hair, so they're kind of discreet. So you can see here it's like he's trying to grow a beard, but he can't quite do it. So you can see that there. They're quite cool. I'd say it's kind of something you may get when you're busy looking after your kids and you can't be bothered to shave. In terms of accessories and all that, there's nothing there. Oh my god, this house is built like a brick house, isn't it? It's massive. There's a new hoodie here. I do quite like that one. And also a variety of other tops as well. Some of them are a bit horrendous. I'm not a fan of that. I like the colours, but I'm not a fan of it, and I really do not like this one either. They're just not very nice. But you can see here there's some nice things, and as well a variety of different bottoms too, which match alongside with it. Now the only thing I do wish is it's great that there's new things for these age groups, but I really wish there were more things for toddlers. I really wish there was. And of course you got this bear cozy as well. And there's no new shoes. So let's have a quick look at what comes in the feminine category a moment. We'll actually make this sim a teen is what we will do, so that we have every age range here. So you can see here for in the feminine category, first of all, there are some new hairstyles which I really like. So you've got this one, and you've got these 2 here with highlights, and the highlights change depending on the colour of the hair that you've got. So maybe this is for more younger Sims, maybe more rebellious Sims, you know, whatever you may be going for. And this one here, I don't like this one at all. I just really do not like this hairstyle. But you've got that one too. And as well, I believe that one as well before was in the toddler category. Got a variety of new tops. They're nice, and they're not bad, they're not great. I think this was probably the best one out of them all. And then as well, you've got the similar thing with the shirt tied around and other matching elements as well to wear with it, which is nice to see. So there's quite a few different things here that you can customize your Sims with, and of course the bear costume as you'd expect, and also some really bright coloured socks in the accessories pile if you really wanted that. But you know, whatever floats your boat. I've just realised I haven't named any of these Sims yet or gave any of them traits, so just for the sake of this I'm just going to quickly assign them really random traits. Now one thing to keep in mind when you are assigning your children traits now, or teens, is that it will actually change their character values. So character values basically shape what sort of person they are, and there's 5 different ones based on, I can't think of what they are, we'll have a look at them in a second, but essentially these can be encouraged positively or negatively, and if they're encouraged positively they'll be better behaved, better mannered, and that'll give them a positive trait by the time they get to young adult, which is a result of your parenting. But if you don't do those things, or if you've got some negative traits, that will push them the other way to start with, and then based on your parenting and how you guide it, you can choose whether it's a negative thing or a good thing. So your parenting in the game now really has a purpose, essentially. So it's pretty cool. So let's just quickly fix all of these relations a moment. Oh, we got Sim 2 and Sim 3 there. Let's give them a name. Denzel. And you can have a name too. Oh, there we go, Jesse. Fantastic. So that's, oh yeah. There you go, Glenn. Oh, I can't pronounce that one. Steinberg, there we go. I don't even want to attempt to pronounce it because I know I'd just mess it up completely. So let's go on in with our new family. Awesome. So this is pretty cool, and we will move them into Willow Creek, of course. And I will just use a cheeky cheat. Don't know why it's cheeky, it just is. It's cheekier than a Nando's. Free real estate on allows you to basically choose any house at all without having to worry about, you know, how much it costs or anything like that. You know what, we'll actually go to Oasis Springs to spice it up, because a nice 5-bedroom there, which I want us to move into. Cool. So while that's loading, we'll basically get ready to go crazy with Parenthood. So for me, I'm not a generational player, so I don't think I will use all of this all the time that comes in this new game pack, but only time will tell whether I actually do, because I have no idea yet. But essentially, these the new parenting skills, the new character values, and the way that you can discipline your children in the game is pretty awesome. And there's some really cool items in build and buy mode, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to have to do some mother load to be able to show it to you, of course. Let's have a quick look a moment. So if I go into stylized rooms, which we all know I absolutely love, because it saves you having to worry about building, you can see here, so first of all, there is a new kitchen here, which uses some new counters, new tables and chairs, a new fridge, and yes, there's new kitchen counters, which is awesome. And you can see here, it's just really nice. And as well, there's this family bulletin board as well, which allows your parents to set curfews for your children. So that is awesome. What does our kitchen look like in the game at the moment? We can probably replace it with this one, to be perfectly honest. If I just pop that, oh, maybe if I flip it round. Oh, I'm just going to mess it up a little bit, but you know what? Worth it. Okay, that was not worth it. That was horrific. Why did you guys let me do that? Why? Okay, I'm just going to pop it here. That'll do. Okay, amazing. Sorted. So if I demolish all the old stuff, which we no longer need because it's old, outdated, and bad, we can push and pull using the nice marketing taglines, everything there, which is awesome. So you can see, oh, that's supposed to be in there. Amazing. And let's pop back in an archway. So I'm doing this just so you can see kind of the new things in action. You know, you might as well, especially as the game isn't out yet, have a look at these new things. There's also a new living room design as well. You'll notice that a lot of these new gameplay items are really colourful. Obviously that matches the idea of family, kids, and you know, that younger generation. So that's nice to see. And obviously you can recolour them to more blander colours if you want to as well. So I don't, oh, actually, you know, let's go for it. Let's pop, you know, this is actually fitting quite well. So we've now got the new family living room here, which is nice to see. And I can move the door somewhere. Okay, you're going to have to enter the living room from the outside now. Sure, it'll be worth it. Obviously, in your games, you can tidy it up, make it better. And there's 2 new bedrooms as well, which is awesome. And if you really like laundry, there's even a decorative laundry basket as well. So I know a lot of people really want laundry, so, you know, there's just one way that you can start enjoying that. So, I've spiced up the house a little bit, and there are lots of new things. So if I go here, this is everything that comes with Parenthood, and there's a lot of things. These boxes here are school school projects even, and they basically let you build something with your kid in the game. So that could be a volcano, it could be electricity, rocketry, and once you've done that, it will be really good. And they're, you know, recommended for different ages, so teens, children, and all of that. So it's a good way to get the kid to do things which will increase their things like their motor skills. It will increase their character value of responsibility, and as well a great way to get the parents involved, which will then increase their parenting skill. So it's a win-win-win situation, as long as it obviously all goes to plan. And that is one thing I absolutely love here. So there's also some things here for children, like the Boo Boo Billy Doctor playset, what a name, and Teddy version as well, which basically teaches your kids the mental skill as well, which is really cute, and we'll get them to try that in a minute. There is a really awesome coffee table that I like. So this coffee table is my new favourite thing in the whole wide world. It's 2x2 tiles, and it's just great because all the other ones are just 1x1. So, or sorry, 1x2 even. So much nicer. And I think the discipline board's already on the wall there, so we're sorted in that respect. And then the rest of it's kind of decorative, cluttery, lights, those sort of things. I've got an image of all of the items over on BeyondSims.com, so you can go and check that out if you want to, and you can kind of see all sorts of the new things that come in this pack. So now that we've got all that sorted, let's start trying some new things. So start working carefully or sloppily. So that will determine things like these character values. So let's take a quick look. There's 5 different ones: manners, emotional control, empathy, conflict resolution, and responsibility. And based on how well you bring up your kid, they can end up with one of the traits found within here. So there's tons of new traits in here based on this, and it will shape the sort of sim they become to be. And you can see there's already some which are positive and negative, and this is based on the skills, not the skills, the traits that I've already set for the child. So it's quite cool, so it makes every child a little bit different, and kids will react differently based on what their parents tell them to do. So you can see here, it taught him responsibility, and you can see the responsibility here is going up. So by doing this, it encourages him to do well, and shapes that in that positive manner. But if he is being bad or a nuisance, you know, it can kind of, you know, it can be, you know, so here, if I'm making the kid make a mess, this will teach responsibility, which will go down. Obviously, you don't want that, that's bad. So with that, you can then bring out the parenting skills and actually tell him off. So as dad here is the parent, we can discipline his recent behaviour, and you can do that either calmly or strictly. So because obviously he's making a mess, which is bad, we're going to very strictly tell him off here, because that is not allowed. So if you cut that out there, look at him, he's so adorable. Oh, I'm sure he didn't mean to do it. Oh, he's so cute. So you can see here that what's his name? What is his name? Glenn is on his way to tell off this little so-and-so, little blighter, and you'll see him strictly do it. So that does bring down the relationship, but it increases Glenn's parenting skill, but it also helps his responsibility as well. So that's good. So you can see that's starting to lean to the green area now. So it all helps by doing that. So if we take a quick look as well at some of the stuff we've got here, so you can see here, this one, you can play Doctor, and that teaches the mental skill and empathy for the children too. So hopefully that kind of shows some of the ways in which this kind of all comes together in order to change the way you shape every single child in your game. So if you are a generational player, every kid will be different. Some may be more rebellious. You may choose to be calmer and ask them to not do things, and they may not listen. And then you could always ground them if you wanted to. So yes, you can actually ground your Sims now, so you can choose which activities they're not allowed to do, and if they don't listen to that, then from there you can always reinforce it, and obviously you don't want to do that because then they're going to be grounded for longer. So it's just this whole new dimension of things that you can do in the game now with Parenthood, which weren't possible before and weren't possible in previous Sims games. I mean, sure, we had Generations in The Sims 3, but I think this kind of, while it seems like a spiritual successor to it, it's kind of like a whole different ball game, really, in the way that you can really focus on bringing up children and shaping them to be a particular way. If you do a bad job, you can end up with them being an absolute pain in the neck and horrific Sims. Then also at the same time, if you do a really good job, you can end up with that being like a really, really positive thing. So it works quite well, and every parent has different things, so you can try to influence them to do things. Get them to do their chores. If they don't do it, you can tell them off. And it's just all about that family life and bringing them together. I also think teens can also get like acne and spots in the game as well. You can even shout forbidden words, be gross, and there's just some other cute little interactions as well which come in the game. So for example here, hugging lovingly, it's adorable, increases that bond between them both, and it's just kind of blends this all into a nice experience. So it's not like a whole new thing where like dine out, there's restaurants and new things in that respect. It's building upon what your Sims can all, what you've already got, what your Sims could do, and adding that whole new layer to that. And I think once you get Parenthood, you probably will struggle to go back to being without it. So Parenthood releases on May 30th, 2017. So if you're watching this from the future and you're thinking about getting this, definitely go and get it. If it's still not released when you're watching this, then definitely consider it, because I think it's, from my point as not being a generational player, I can see that, oh, I got a present I think I've done, I won't trade it with a friend. Be grateful. So that's a cool example of things going on here, where it increases their manners and things like that. So there's cool little events like that happen as well. Miserable. You're sad. Why are you sad? Oh, her dolly's sick. Oh, that's adorable. See what I mean? It's that whole new layer of things that you haven't had in the game before, and from a non-generational player's perspective, this new family gameplay is going to be great and is exactly what The Sims 4 needed. And can you believe it's 2.5 years it's been since the game released, and this is exactly what was needed. And I think it came at the right time. If this came before toddlers were out, I don't think it would have been right, and would have just been more on top of the already sore wound that was there when toddlers weren't in the game. Now we're here, it was a great opportunity to add this in, and it's worked so well. So definitely check out the Sims 4 Parenthood game pack when it releases on May 30th, and for an in-depth review and look at this pack, be sure to head to BeyondSims.com. The link is in the description, and that will tell you everything that you need to know about this awesome new addition to The Sims 4. And I'll catch you next time.